Hello, I'm going to bring back to you a video I've brought before. Had some audio issues which have been somewhat solved, so let's get into it. We have 1890 to 1900 Photochrome postcards from France. These are all colorized postcards from France from the years 1890 to 1900. So starting off here, we have the Great Device, and we have all these bits and pieces on top, which have been since removed. I've seen many depictions, images, photographs of this device in the past where these are all lit up. They have lights up there. You see the globes up there, and they all lit up in the most brilliant of ways, and they have all been removed. There's windows up there, so indicating that there's a floor up there, and probably hosting technology for this device, which has since been removed. So my guess is that this device is no longer functioning and is just an artifact now of the past. Look at the background. And you can't even walk through it anymore. You can't walk through there anymore. They have it all fenced off and stuff. You can't even, it's ridiculous. So here we go, using the black and white photos and they were imbued with vibrant, lifelike color. That's the process of photochrome, however you say that. Here we have an island, a built island. I think many islands in the past looked like this and were built. And it seems to be going off of this wall that this was built to be on the water. Incredible. Very weathered and old, but pretty cool to see what they looked like near their prime, at least. Just amazing. And the colorization of these images is quite good. And these are postcards. So we got a building here that's 6 levels buried. That's strange. 6 levels buried. We don't build that way. This huge bit up here, this big heavy bit would crush down and crush this building, in the dust if that were the case. It wouldn't last that way. So this building obviously was built with a level foundation down here. So where did this material come from? All of this stuff up on top, because that's obviously come in afterwards. Quite interesting here. Not sure what's going on. Machine-looking building in the background. And we got all these new paths here, very crude, and they're gravel. They're not paved, they're gravel. And this is a pond here, very crude dugout pond, and some baby trees on top planted. Very crude work. No symmetry here in this design. Not an old world thing. What it looks like is we have a wave of material that came in and covered this area up pretty good. And I don't blame them for not wanting to dig these buildings out. That would have been quite a job to dig out these buildings entirely. So just pave a new little walkway up on top and away we go. And we got gray aliens down here in the shot. And this is a postcard from 1890 to 1900. Why we got gray aliens in France in the shot? He has a shadow there too. And we got steep walkways going way down below here because this building is buried as well, like the one in the background there. So you can see it comes all the way up here. This gravel is all the way up here to the top of the building. Very top heavy there, and probably another 6-story building because it looks about level to the top of that building in the background. And a gray alien, so creepy. What's that all about? What's he doing there? Hey, he's the only one around. He's a gray alien. I love the sky in this shot. That's beautiful. But look at the steamers. We got a steam paddler here of some sort. We have very advanced looking sails in the background right here. We got a pier. We got a lighthouse, I think. We got more advanced sails over here. I see a umbrella down there. We're going to see some more of those. What are umbrellas? What are those all about? Those aren't rain clouds up there. See? Those aren't rain clouds. We got a brick cobblestone pier and docks here and all this. We got some umbrellas out here. And what are those all about? So we got this boat landing is interesting because that's the kind of boat landing that we build today or that we use today. And I wonder how many boat landings that look like this are just being reused and repurposed in our old boat landings. Normally we build them this way because with those grooves, because you're backing a boat down into the water with a vehicle. But this is 1890 to 1900 France, so we're not talking a whole lot of vehicle traffic yet. Got a pier back here. And notice how these steamers are emitting clean steam in these earlier days. Later on, soon after this, they introduced oil, contaminants, they modified these engines, and they began to pollute and billow out black smoke, which you would often see later on. But I think I'm under the impression that these engines originally, before they were modified and such, were clean burning engines that emitted clean water vapor from their stacks and from their pipes. The cars, everything, the steam locomotives, the trains, all the vehicles, these vessels here, I think they all were clean emitting vehicles. That's my opinion. That's what I see, especially when looking into the oldest photographs of these vessels and machines. So here we have a rising city layout here. Phenomenal, but very destroyed looking. Look at the bricks here, all ashen and gray. We don't build with bricks like that. Not beautiful cities like this. They look damaged. We have a wall here damaged connected to this bridge over here looking quite damaged. And the bridge looking damaged, not a shape. And ashen, and there's rubble on the ground everywhere. Just a mess in a beautiful rising city. Here we have the new arrivals down below, but we have, look at the background here. Look at the buildings. Look at the buildings. These are all perfect. There's no human error in any of these structures whatsoever going on. The only human error you're going to find is down here. We got a tipped cart because these new arrivals are a bit clumsy, eh? So we got two different time periods going on here. We got the clumsy arrivals down here, tipping carts over. Tipping carts down here, tipping carts over. But then we got these beautiful, perfect buildings here with no human error whatsoever. And strange devices like this out of nowhere, and this, that seem to be technology. And possibly another gray alien here walking around in disguise. I don't know. These paley folks, kind of strange, interesting. But all cobblestone bricks down there, down below in that Piazza Square. Got sassy women here, hand on the hip. Okay. Sassy horses over here having a chat. And a cobblestone brick piazza. All of it. Look at it. And this is incredible here. I mean, look at the layout. You either give me a break or, look at this. And they're all unique, they're all custom, every single one of them, but they fit together like a puzzle. Every single one of these buildings. And they're all different. There's not two that are the same. I've already looked. Try it yourself. There's not two that are the same. Yet they seem to have been built and designed all to be together to fit like a puzzle. And they have been, and they were. And here it is. Look at that. Incredible. And look at the background there. We got a pier. We got these aqueducts and this canalway back here. Look at this. Look at this aqueduct deal going on here along the canal walls. We got boats back there that went through the canal over here. And the beach has plenty of visitors hanging out in their dresses and their tuxedos. So let's move on. Here we have a close-up of another beach. We have a bridge down here. Is that a bridge that we would usually build for horse traffic? It's hard to say, but I don't think so. We're talking 1890, 1900, not much car traffic, not much vehicle traffic yet. I don't see any horses parked out here on the beach, so where are the horses? And I mean, if we're building bridges like this for horses, for horse traffic, which would be the case, where are the horses? Or are these people's cars all in the parking lot behind there, and this is a photo shoot? Or do they just happen to all live in those beachfront properties right there? Or are they really just walking around these hills, this hilly terrain, walking around everywhere like mules? I mean, come on. Mountain goating everywhere? Like, give me a break. So, not making a lot of sense here. Either a photo shoot or a photo shoot. It's just not making sense. There's no horses out there or anything. It's just interesting the way they got around here. I mean, you get more gray aliens, more umbrellas, and it just boggles me how they get around. I mean, I see them walking, and I see these beautiful dresses. I see the dresses and the umbrellas. What are the umbrellas about, really? And this gray alien here. I mean, look at the people looking at her. I mean, him and her they're in bewilderment. This is unusual. Okay, it's unusual. But this image here is why I say things like I just did. You know, like this could be a photo shoot. Because look at the boy. We got felt materials in the background, and these dresses, and these tuxedos, and these hats. But then look at the boy in a straw hat and a jean jacket. Okay, he doesn't match. That tells me that this is a photo shoot. And these tents look old in the time period here, and they look like they're made of some sort of a nice fabric, probably found tents as well, not their tents. I don't give them credit for anything. I think they found everything in this time period. And look at the bridge in the background, how big it is. That's a much better shot of that bridge. Look at the size of that bridge for horse traffic. For horse traffic, 1890 to 1900 we're talking about here. What's the bridge for? Because that's ungodly huge. So, yeah, so this is interesting as well. Look at this. We have a wall here. See arches. I see arches peeking out here and peeking out here along that wall, and it's just a mess. You can't build a wall on top of rubble rock like that. Try it yourself. Go find a surface like that somewhere if you can, and try to level the first brick. Try to level the first brick and tell me how far you got. Okay? I think that the rest of that wall is what we're seeing here. All this mangled mess material. You don't build arches this short. This short. I think this is all melted out. This is the rest of the structure. Look at how this is built right on top of this rocky stuff. This whole track. And this is made of bricks. You see they're all bricks? How that happened? How they built this upright with bricks on this material. If this wasn't melted, if this didn't get destroyed. That's what I'm saying here. This looks like it's destroyed. And this is all the rest of the walls here. Support and the supports for all this track going up this building here. Incredible. And they were smarter back then too. Tip the carts upright and away we go. We have roller coasters like this, right? We have roller coasters, and what happens? The blood rushes back to your head, right? Because you're facing towards the sky. All you had to do was tip the cart upright, and away you go. Here we have this machine down here, this machine bit, functioning this apparatus, and it has all types of antennas. Those aren't flag poles. You see, there's no flags; they're antennas. Lots of them too. At least 6 of them there. I see for certain, and all types of other tech inside of that thing. Quite interesting. This is weird because there's a clock over there, and where are the people? The time is 8 a.m. And this is a large city square piazza with large buildings. Where are the people for these buildings at 8 a.m. in the morning in such a large imperial city square? Okay, here we have the Phoenicians welcoming the new arrivals. Okay, the Phoenicians would come out of the water. They come out of the water, they crawl out of the water. You have turtles here, they got frogs here. You got the frogs, got the hippos up here. Okay, now, I don't know what those are. Not sure what those things are. But we got the Phoenicians here coming out of the water, and they are welcoming the bewildered new arrivals over here. See? Now we're going to look at some of the insides of some of these structures at Versailles, and mainly Versailles, because it's just incredible. Look at this wood floor. Look at the woodwork on this furniture. Got 4 large chairs, 4 small ones there for the lessers. And this is Queen Victoria's chambers here. Now I would look at the chandeliers. Now I would absolutely love to ask her who these paintings, Who who are these paintings depicting? Who are the people in these paintings? That would be the question I would ask her, because I don't think she would know, because I don't think they were her paintings. Look at the tech above the bed. Look at the tech above the bed. I don't think this was her stuff. That's my opinion. This is the gallery of mirrors. Look at the herringbone wood floor design here, the herringbone. And we have all this poured red material everywhere, this red felt, and all the details. Hard to believe that this was done without a computer program of some sort. Imagine it. Imagine that being done without a computer around. Just think about it. Think about it. Look at that. It's perfect. No human error here. How is that done? How are things built with no human error involved? That's a good question. This looking a lot like destruction with a possible pocket of survival down below right here. Pocket of survival. Looks like destruction to me. That's my opinion, but take it or leave it. This is interesting. Look at this big device here, this apparatus. What is that? What's going on there with that? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but I know what's going on here with these folks. They're all in on the joke, okay? She's got a horn growing out of her head. See the horn? She's got a horn growing out of her head, okay? He's hiding the hand in the hand, okay? Both hands, hide both hands, hide in one hand, hide in both hands, hide in both hands, hide in both hands, hand in the hand, hide in the hand, hand in the hand, hand in the hand, and he's laughing. And he's laughing. Why? Because there's a trap door right there. Well, why is there a trap door right there? Because there's a trap door right there. That's why. And he thinks it's funny. He thinks it's funny. So we're moving on here. We got a gargantuan wall back here, looking like a gargantuan destroyed wall of some sort. And looks like vegetated destruction to me. I think under these mounds are cities that have been vegetated, that are being eaten off of pocket of survival up here, possibly. Look at the fence, the shape of that fence. So we have ironclad steamers right here, and just look at this. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Look at the size of these buildings. First of all, I've never seen a building this large in my life, ever, ever. But there's more than one. Look at all these buildings closely. Just take a close look at these. And the canal walls and how perfect they all are and how they're all built out. And the X patterns on that ironwork on that bridge, like was on the Eiffel Tower as well as these arches too, arches and X's. And this building back here is just striking. It's just so big. Even this one, so big. And this steamer, look at that. Look at the shape of that hull. How advanced. 1890 to 1900 France. And this canal is completely built out. Excuse me, this is a destroyed neighborhood. And don't forget, these are postcards. These are postcards that you could have got at one time to send to someone. And this would have been one of them. And what is it but a destroyed neighborhood? You could have sent someone a postcard at one time from the years 1890 to 1900 of a destroyed neighborhood. Right here. Windows blown out, people missing. There's 3 people in the shot. Broad day because there's shadows right there. And we got destroyed machine-looking structures here and houses with windows blown out and possibly people blown out with them because they ain't around. They ain't around. They're gone. I don't know what this liquid is right here, leaching out on the streets. Does not look sanitary, but the people are gone. Broad day, shadows, and there's no windows in these blown out buildings. Absolute destruction. And this is a machine, this building here. Look at the bits. It's a machine. And it's absolutely destroyed. So, quite interesting. It just blows me away that that was a postcard that you could have sent to someone. Library of Congress gives us these images. The Library of Congress. So, just mind-boggling. What were they telling us then? Somebody knew. This was a postcard. Somebody knew. And was this a joke? I mean, why would they choose this for a postcard? But this is interesting. It's like a wall right here in the foreground, like an ancient wall right there in the foreground, right here. And maybe a pocket of survival down there, down below. Beautiful nonetheless. I'd love to go skiing up there, but looks like destruction to me and ancient stuff, old stuff. So here we have a great example of the city layouts of the past. They had these rising city layouts where the cities would rise, rise, rise until you would reach the grand structure in the background, which could usually be seen from all angles of the city. St. Paul, the city I live in, is one of those cities where the St. Paul's Cathedral is seen from nearly all points of the city because it's up on top of the city, above the city. And you can see that this was all one architect here, all the same pitch on the roofs, all the same materials and designs. This was a designed and built city. Designed first, then built, not built over time. This was built by the same group of architects, as you can see here. Great colorization on these photographs, on these postcards. And we got possibly another great alien over here, or maybe she just wasn't colorized. And peeking out the window here, or out the shutter. And I find that quite interesting, these layouts, and how you could always see the grand structure in the background. Like here, again, see the grand structure? You can always see in the background from all angles of the city. And this was another one. Look at the viaduct and this canal, okay? And we got the same roofs on all these buildings, same style, same architect, built all at the same time. Bridges, viaducts, rising landscapes, up to the grand structure on top there. Common theme in these old imperial, actually any city really around the realm in the past. Just many of these buildings have been taken down and destroyed. It wasn't just the imperial cities. Many cities were built like this. Piazza Square here. I'm not sure if they got stacked up out here, but we got tram tracks out here with no cables for the cable cars. And we have hundreds of boats. And we have the same architect here building all these buildings. You can see they're all the same architect, same style, and grand structures in the background, and a huge brick Piazza Square, cobblestone bricks on the ground there. And I'm not sure they got stacked up over here. Something for the boats, I don't know. Quite interesting though, that these tram tracks have no cables to be found. So not sure what's going on with that and what these stacks are here, but the boats almost look like a mess. Got strange devices here leaning up against it as if it's not in use anymore. See? And yeah, you can see there, it's all a brick cobblestone piazza drive and square. All of it is. And there's no cables to be found. And they've already ripped out some tracks here, you can see. Probably to use for the metal. And another chamber, throne room, the throne room, fountain blue, and strange devices, tech-looking devices around this throne, and eagles up here, eagles, and we got tech-looking stuff up here, chandeliers, paintings that aren't theirs, and moving on, look at the perfection here down this road. And again, we got trams with no visible cables anywhere. And look at these strange tracks. These tracks have 3 rails in each track. Just 2 tracks here with 3 rails. I'm guessing the center rail was electrified, possibly. Is that far-fetched to say that that third one was powering these things? Because there's no cables anywhere. You see, there's no cables. There's ironwork everywhere. Crazy. Every building is accentuated perfectly down the entire street so that so you can see them individually, and that's incredible. And look at the ironwork here on these lamps. The ornate ironwork and these railings and all this, all the way down perfectly. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a large cathedral or something at the end of that street that's not there anymore. And it's all brick cobblestone drive. So here we have all these folks here hanging off the walls like monkeys. And that's not what this was built for. This seems to be some sort of a reservoir, not a circus. This isn't a circus, all right? This isn't a circus stadium, like what they're trying to tell us. They're hanging off the walls like monkeys. They're hanging off the reservoir walls like monkeys. Look, there's nowhere to sit in there. They're hanging off the walls like monkeys. This is a water reservoir of some kind. It's something to do with water reservoir. And they use them as circus stadiums. So, not buying that one bit that these were circus stadiums. You gotta give me a break. Look at the clowns down here. No, not the horses, but look at the clowns down here doing their little show, throwing candy out and such for their little parade. Okay. Again, here, a grand structure in the background. And look at this. 6-pointed star, 5-pointed star, 4-pointed star, 3, 2, 1. What's that all about? Interesting, eh? It's in the background. You can always see them in the background of all these streets and all these neighborhoods. There's always a grand structure in the background that you can see from like all angles of the city. That's how they build things. Normally with a time up there, so you can see what time it was too from all angles of the city. Brick cobblestone drives on there. I love the sky in this shot. And then look over here. We have like a damaged castle or something up there, and we have another castle down here, so possibly a castle city. We have all these houses down here built by the same architect, same roofs, same materials, same style, same architect, built at the same time, likely, as a plan. Here again, sheer perfection, no human error. Look at down the drive here and the grand structure in the background. That's how they built things. And look at all the ironwork everywhere. We got them pulling rail cars with horses out here. We got regular, yeah, this is ridiculous. You see how this going on here? We got this fountain. We got dresses. We got bicycles. 1890 to 1900. Looking like a fine place indeed. Clean. I don't see any trash anywhere. And look at the details here. Oh, this is incredible. Look at the glass house here. Can you even see the metal framing? I cannot see the metal framing on that. It's so slim, it's almost non-existent, the metal framing on those little glass houses. And look at the legs. Got a little fascists looking thing there in the middle. All these little urns on these little pedestal things are usually attached to them, so I'm not sure what those are. But yeah, I can't see the metal framing. That's how well that was made. Incredible. Probably gold framing as well. The metal is probably gold or something. And we have these pedestals and these mounts and all these urns that seem to be technology of some sort. And they all have a little lentil above them and such. I don't know what that's all about. Missing spires here on this gargantuan structure, and we got missing spires in the background. So they're already looting the spires for their metal. And look how large these walls are. Absolutely enormous. So I'm not buying for one bit. I'm not buying for one bit that we built any of this stuff. Look at this magnet here and how enormous it is. And yes, I think it's a magnet. I think that this serves some sort of an extreme magnetic function on the grid. Just because I find a lot of evidence supporting the use of extreme magnetism and the harnessing and gathering of piezoelectricity in the past, and hydroelectricity electricity as well. Hydroelectricity, magnetism, all of it was involved in these buildings being more like components on a grid. Looking like a dreamscape back here, and we have the device in the background, possibly an electric boat of some sort here because there's no steam stack, there's no paddler on it. Look at the arches on these veranda-looking things down here, just beautiful. And it's all gone. All this here has been removed. All these buildings have since been removed. They say that they're from the exposition. This also being from the exposition, and looking like a Chinese pagoda of some kind, looking like its foundation is quite damaged down below. So I'm not buying that they built this for the exposition when the bottom of it looks like it's destroyed. I don't know why they would build something like that on top of a crusty rock. So I think that's kind of damaged down below the foundation right there. And because that'd be quite a feat to build something like that on top of something like that, you know? And we got this strange Ferris wheel here. I'm not thinking that this is a leisurely fun activity, at least not just that. Because we got all these machine bits down below here, all these machine buildings attached to it, and this enormous building in the background. And what's all that all about? Just to power a Ferris wheel to go around? You know? No, I think it's technology of some sort that could also be used for leisure and fun, possibly, right? Multi-purpose. That's who these people were. And they were perfect. And they built these cities accordingly to be perfect, like you see here. This can only happen if these two structures were designed to be built this way. This would have had to have been planned to work out this way. And then built, which is quite incredible. These cities were designed, built, lived in, enjoyed, and then destroyed. But that's what I have for you. I wanted to repost this video. I thought these were cool postcards to share. So I'll be back with more. I love you all and take care.